When were fairy lamps invented? Fairy lamps were first introduced by Clark's Pyramid and Fairy Lamp Company in London, England in the mid-19th century. www.glanmore.ca/in
Fairy lamps come in many styles. The fairy lamps from Glanmore's regional collection reflect one type.
Fairy lamps can be simple or very ornate. Styles can range from small glass lamps with a hole in the top to ornate candelabras or even chandeliers. Fairy light is British, also called twinkle lights, string lights, holiday lights, mini lights, or Christmas lights. Fairy lights are more than just a festive decoration for the holidays. They can add a warm and cozy atmosphere to any room in your home all year round. HomeAndTexture.com. You can purchase a string of fairy lights for less than $2 at certain stores. You can even get away with decorating an entire room for less than $20. Fairy lamps, depending on locale, also called fairy lights, were a small, glass candle lamp that originally gained popularity during the 1880s and 90s. Fairy light strands. LEDs. Samuel Clarke, one of several English designers of lighting devices, patented a glass cup covered with a dome on December 14, 1885. His company promoted the lamps as a way to sell their own candles. Clarke's original lamps feature a fairy embossed into the bottom, and they became so popular that all small candle-based lamps became known as fairy lamps. They became extremely popular due to the sudden affordability of mass-produced glass and candles, and were frequently used to illuminate nurseries, sick rooms, and hallways. Samuel Clarke even designed a fairy lamp in the shape of a crown in honor of Queen Victoria's Golden Jubilee. The Queen reportedly purchased 1,500 of these lamps for her own use. The popularity of fairy lamps spread to America, and glassworks on the eastern seaboard and Midwest began manufacturing fairy lamps as well. An exhibit at the 1893 World's Fair in Chicago featuring an island lit by fairy lamps, 3,000 of which were donated by Samuel Clarke, later toured various American cities. Fairy lamps themselves continued to be used through the 1920s. Wiki Encyclopedia.
Royal Fairy Light Blessings. Fairy wisdom, love and spiritual protection from self-destructive inner forces. Shadow workers, night weavers and ice kings and queens, princes and princesses, Ice Moon Magazine immortal. Ice Cube Fairy Lights, Frozen Mist Fog BMW M8 Competition, www.twitter.com/povcars www.twitter.com/momentsofan/status/1791513231212568875. Fairy core dresses woman fairy. Fairy lights were invented by Joseph Swan, who perfected the incandescent electric lamp. The use of light, particularly from candles, around the winter solstice is a symbolic means to represent light in the darkest time of year. Educate the children and it won't be necessary to punish the men. www.twitter.com/FissianHistory/status/1791126686966177918. Pythagoras, c. 570 BC, c. 496 BC.
There were exactly 1,000, in round numbers, the gold coins contained in the Roman amphora, each weighing 4.5 grams. The 1,000 coins kept in the soapstone vase date back to 472 to 474 AD, after Christ. www.twitter.com/histories_arch.
Fairy lights were invented by Joseph Swan, who perfected the incandescent electric lamp. Extremely clear water in New Zealand. www.twitter.com/rainmaker1973. A year later, Swan was commissioned by the theatre's owner Richard Doyley Carte to create miniature lights for the dresses of the lead fairies on the opening night of Gilbert and Sullivan's Iolanthe. www.chroniclelive.co.uk/news. A year later, Swan was commissioned by the theater's owner Richard Doyley Cart to create miniature lights for the dresses of the lead fairies on the opening night of Gilbert and Sullivan's Iolanthe. www.chroniclelive.co.uk/news.
Limited edition BCC mouse collection. Castle Jack-o'-lantern skull blackcraftcult.com #blackcraftcult. www.twitter.com/blackcraftcult/status/1789286187200401571. Heart suit. www.twitter.com/SashaXmassacre. Sparkle.lighting/blogs/fairylights. www.twitter.com/calibrat_maps. Espa debuts blonde hair in a new photo for Spotify. Salt. www.twitter.com/aboutmusisit. Russian forces have expanded their zone of control south of Lukyansk, Kharkiv. Wink really crazy. www.twitter.com/lovewi04. Policecar Light Taylor is currently performing a mashup of I Think He Knows and Gorgeous in Stockholm, Sweden for day one of the Eras Tour. #StockholmTS the Eras Tour. www.twitter.com/tswifteristor. www.twitter.com/chartdata. At Blackpink. The album is now certified gold in the UK. Santana Cemetery, Italy. www.twitter.com/solisoelsoli. Classic beauty. The picture of elegance, Alex Riviere poses for the cameras on the 77th. At festival_can. Red carpet in a strapless black Dior dress by Maria Grazia Chiuri, with makeup by Dior Beauty. #StarSinDior #Ken2024. www.twitter.com/Dior/status/1791413093500690926. The Prada Galleria Soft Grain, Refinement to the Touch. Discover more. Short URL.at/nt025. #Prada Galleria #Prada. Sunflower Sun, a beautiful afternoon at Buckingham Palace for At The Not Forgotten. Garden Party, hosted by the Princess Royal. www.twitter.com/royalfamily.
An annual tradition since 1921. Klimt, the House of Gardabaski. www.twitter.com/impression_ists. With intricate floral motifs and a three-dimensional form that beautifully reflects light, this alluring diamond pendant sparkles with the eternal brilliance of sunflowers. Discover this contemporary diamond bloom, ms.spr.ly/6013ykrhu. #Harry Winston #Winston Garden. www.twitter.com/HarryWinston. New, Princess and hosted. At The Not Forgotten. Garden Party at Buckingham Palace earlier today. www.twitter.com/royal_circular. www.twitter.com/astro_jazz/status/17912516516532423438822. Butterfly Hourglass.